Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to do the last part of the chapter in wa an. Basically, the chapter is about how in different ways in and un is used, and you have to basically identify, uh, through different clues and your own understanding of the concept that which sort of in or which sort of un is being used in the sentence. So we are going to revise what we have learned so far. So we already know that an is harfun nasibatu jazima, which harf nasibatul mudari, sorry, harf nasiba an nasibatul mudari, harf al nasibatil mudari actually, yes. So it basically makes a mudari light. That's a harf. And then we have an masdariya, which basically transforms jumlatul failure into a masdar, and we've seen the whole process. An ataliliya is basically an of reasoning, and it's translated as because. So something, and then an, which means you're going to now see because this thing. Un meaning lest, which is you can say an expression of caution or risk. Un starting a quote, which is fairly simple. An al mukhaffafa is basically an without a shadda or and a fatha. So it's basically anna, and it's without a shadda and fatha, which is also called a lightened an. Then we have an al mufassira, which means which explains or clarifies something that is coming before it. And it can also be said that it's like kind of a badal or a bayan of something which came before. So you are further clarifying it. An azaida is the kind of like extra, like no extra ba zaida, min zaida. But it basically what it does is it puts an emphasis. So it usually comes with lamma, and lamma means when, and when it comes with an, it means finally when. So it's adding emphasis. Now let's go on to in. So we know that in has basically these basically two of the in that we have known is in adwatu shart jazima, basically which makes your shart lightest. It is used in if something happened, then this will happen. So that in the shart which makes a shart jazim lightest. And then we have also learned in plus illa construction. So if you remember, go back to your negation chapter in, I think your intermediate Nahu, basic Nahu maybe, that in yaquluna illa kaziban. So basically the translation would be yaquluna means they say, and in means they do not say. In yaquluna, they do not say illa kaziban, except lies. So you understand how yakuluna means they say, and in yakuluna they do not say. So it's kind of a negation over here. Now please remember this because we will need it over here in an-nafiya. You will need to understand this, and you can relate it to in plus illa construction. And then we have in al-mukhaffafa, which is basically just like an al-mukhaffafa. We will learn how. In is basically fairly simple. We have this example in front of us from Surah Ahqaf, which is walakad. Okay, I need to make this red. I think let's. So yes, here you can see walakad makkannakum fima in makkannakum fihi. The translation is and we had certainly established them in that which walakad makkannakum fima, in which in makkannakum fihi, we did not establish you. So if you see makkannakum, we established you. In makkannakum, we did not establish you. I think this should be, I should remove ed. We did not would mean yeah, ed removed. So as you can see how it's playing the role of negation. So like I just explained, in which means no or none, plus illa, except. So this, when this comes in a sentence, it means none something except something, or it also combine it, it means only. Also remember that therefore in can also be used for negation. So you understand now how if you separate these two parts, in is basically negating something. So this is also, and yes, and also by the way, in can be used for both jumlatul failure and jumlatul ismiya both without illa. All right. So this is another thing is that in like Shartu Jazima, it will not make the fail lightest. And this is how you can tell that it's not, Advat of Shartu Jazima, because it's not making it lightest. So it's not one of them. Also, this basically is in Afia. Now let's come to in al mukhaffafa, which is basically just like in an al mukhaffafa. Over here you can see wama anta illa basharun mithluna wa in nazunnuka laminal kazibin. So basically, if you remember inna, which means certainly, uh, over here also it's translated certainly, except there is no shadda and there is no fatha over here. So it's just like an al mukaffafa, that it's without shadda and it's without fatha. Like I just said, and it's also without an ism, by the way. Yes. So you don't see an ism over here. It's victim. So it's sometimes it comes without an ism, without shadda and fatha, and that is in al mukaffafa. It plays the same role. It says basically it would serve the purpose of emphasis only. Basically, certainly, indeed, these are the words they will be translated. So this brings us to the end of the whole chapter. Let's quickly just revise this. We've already done the revision of these um, various uses of an. In, you know that in adwatu shart jazima, it makes the shart lightest if there is a mudare, by the way. Also, over here, in plus illa, you know the construction that no something or no something except something. Now here, in an-nafiya is basically a negation, and in al-mukhaffafa is basically anna without shadda or ism, and it's basically used. No, it's basically in without shadda or ism. Let me just fix that. It's basically inna without a shadda or an ism, and which is also used in the sense of emphasizing something, basically certainly or indeed. Also see one of the difference over here, when how you can spot that this an al mukaffafa will not make mudare. If there is a mudare, it will not make it light. Similarly, over here also you can tell if it's not adwatu shartu jazma, because it's if there is a mudare, it can come with other sentences also. But if you will see a mudare, it will not be lightest. So that is one of the difference you can say is between these in and this in. And in and illa is fairly easy to spot because it will be accompanied by illa. So that's fairly easy to spot. This brings us to the end of the whole chapter in wa anna. If there are any outstanding questions, please feel free to ask on the group, and inshallah one of us will be able to help you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.